Hello. Welcome to my book summary of How to Win Every Argument by Madsen Pirie. This practical guide teaches you how to argue more effectively using logic and reason. I'll be covering the main ideas from the book to show you how to construct strong arguments, identify weaknesses in others' arguments, and utilize rhetorical devices to persuade others. Chapter 1. Building an Argument. The first chapter is about constructing an effective argument. A strong argument has a clear conclusion that's supported by premises that provide evidence. The premises should logically lead to the conclusion. There shouldn't be any gaps in the reasoning that allow fallacies or false logic. For example, circular reasoning or appeals to emotion undermine an argument. There are two main types of arguments. Deductive arguments guarantee the truth of the conclusion if the premises are true. Inductive arguments provide reasons to believe the conclusion is probably true, but don't guarantee it. To build a great argument, analyze both sides to see the strengths and flaws in each person's reasoning. Look for any logical fallacies or erroneous conclusions. Chapter 2. Critiquing Arguments. This chapter covers techniques to critique an opponent's argument. Look for ambiguity, vagueness, inconsistencies, assumptions, and unstated conclusions. Discredit premises lacking evidence or based on fallacies. You can also use an opponent's rhetorical devices against them. For example, point out when their analogies are inaccurate or when they incorrectly generalize from a specific example. Chapter 3. Logical Fallacies. The book describes over 60 logical fallacies with examples. These fallacies can be formal, meaning they violate rules of logic. For example, affirming the consequent is a formal fallacy. Others are informal fallacies, such as ad hominem attacks that criticize the opponent rather than their argument. Other informal fallacies include appeals to emotion, false authority, slippery slopes, and straw man arguments. The author also covers linguistic tricks to watch out for, like equivocation, ambiguity, concealed qualifications, and loaded language. Chapter 4. Attacking Arguments. This chapter provides strategies to attack an opponent's argument. Maintain control over which points to focus on. Use cross-examination skills to reveal contradictions. Ask probing questions to uncover weaknesses. Lead opponents to extreme conclusions using their own logic. Compare arguments to analogous situations to reveal inconsistencies. Chapter 5. Defending Your Argument. Here the author gives tips for defending your own argument when attacked. Admit when your opponent makes valid critiques. Clarify any ambiguous premises. Provide solid evidence to support your premises. Point out flaws in your opponent's counter-reasoning. Be willing to modify your stance if faced with irrefutable points. Chapter 6. Using Rhetoric. The last chapter looks at using rhetoric effectively but ethically. Grab attention with bold statements, questions, humor, and quotes. Use vivid metaphors, analogies, and imagery. Adapt your language and style for the audience. Avoid aggressive rhetoric. Appear thoughtful, honest, and responsive. Conclusion. In summary, how to win. Every argument teaches you how to argue logically using sound reasoning. Learn to construct strong arguments, spot weaknesses, and utilize rhetoric to persuade. Mastering these techniques will help you win more arguments through rational discourse. I hope this overview gives you a good summary of the main ideas in the book. Let me know if you need any other book summaries.